Our first guest tonight is the highest-rated football player to commit to the Cougars since 2006. When it comes to 2026, the recruiting class, ESPN ranks the 6'7", 240-pound tight end as the number one player in Utah and the 33rd best player in the entire country. It is our pleasure to welcome Brock Harris to the Wise Guys, making his debut. Hey, Brock. Welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going good.
So, Brock, you were putting some moves on us with a camera there when you first came on.
Very elusive.
My bad, I was unmuting myself.
Hey,
no worries.
Are you going to be at the fireside with your future head coach down there Sunday night?
We'll see. My parents were just talking about it.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to appear at. Maybe sit on the front row right in the middle, so Kalani has to stare at you the whole time. That's good. That's good marketing, good positioning for you.
Plus, Brock, you know this, I think, but Kalani's a great speaker. He gave a talk at the devotional on the cruise ship, Cruising with the Cougs.
Yeah.
Man, he was so good. And Tanner Wall, one of the team's leaders, spoke as well. And I thought, man, Tanner Wall just handled that like a general authority. It was like ridiculous how good they were. So Kalani's a treat to listen to. So if you can get there, make sure you get there, Brock, all right?
All right.
So look, you're wrapping up your junior year at Pineview in St. George. What's the most exciting thing that happened to you today?
Today?
Yeah.
I got to work out today. I guess that's the most exciting thing.
Nothing happened to you in class? It was just a regular day of high school?
No, we got school off today.
Is that right?
We had it off last Friday and then Monday for
kind
Easter.
of like an Easter break.
Wow, that's sweet.
So what was the workout today? Do you like split up into different body parts? Do you do full body? Like what was your workout like today?
Today was all lower body. It's not like a back and by or a split like that. It's just all lower body, and then tomorrow we'll do upper body, and then
Yeah, I can't remember if it was Coach Edwards or who used to say, arms for show, legs to go.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, lower body important. Arms are good for picking up dates, but legs are what make a difference out on the field.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Brock, at what point in the development of your football skills did you realize that this was going to become a pretty big deal?
I guess I'd say when I got my first offer freshman year, after my first season in high school playing receiver. I was at 7-on-7 practice, and my coach calls me over and he's like, "Hey, Miami's going to offer you next week." And I was like, "Whoa." So that's definitely when I knew. That's
when you thought, "Hey, this can take me somewhere.
I might be able to do something with it." So you were just a freshman, and you have Miami, who's a very visible national program, saying, "Hey, we want you," and then it's just kind of gone from there. How have you been able to stay grounded and just kind of keep your head down and work with all of that around you for these last 3 years, really, and now going into your senior year? What do you do to stay grounded?
I don't know. I mean, you can't just focus on all the offers and all the attention and stuff. It won't stay if you're not performing on the field. So you have to work hard and keep getting better. And there's always new guys popping up that are great too. So you got to keep working and show everybody that you still got it every year. And yeah.
4-star BYU commit Brock Harris on the Wise Guys, presented by Brady Plus and distributed by the Deseret News. When you always hear 4-star before your introduction, because that's such a big thing, does that make you feel good? It's like that's 4 stars. That's better than 3. It's always better than 3 stars. But in this rating system, do you feel like that's fair? You're okay with it?
Yeah, it's cool. I don't want to I don't know. I think I might be better than some 5-star tight ends that are above me, but I mean, obviously it's a blessing.
Well, it's important to feel that way too, and you probably are. A lot of times we've seen over the course of history that mission kids committing to BYU, if you committed to Alabama, someone would say, well, he's a 5-star tight end. Or a quarterback, 5-star quarterback, and they commit to BYU, and then all of a sudden it's a 4 or a 3, and you're like, that doesn't make any sense. The stars don't make a lot of sense anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
And, Brock, it's when it's all said and done, the stars don't really matter. You've got the offers to go to big-time programs. You've chosen to go to BYU, and now, it's up to you because the sky's the limit on what you can do with this thing. If you were talking to somebody about your game, forget about stars. What makes you special as a tight end? What characteristics do you have physically and mentally that people should know about that makes you who you are on the football field?
I'd definitely say that I'm not just good at one side of being tight end. I can do both sides, blocking and running routes and catching the ball. So, I think some guys can be just a mainly receiving tight end like a Kelsey, but like I want to be like a Kittle who can do it all. So, yeah.
Is that the guy you watch the most in the NFL?
Yeah.
And he is big, strong, great hands, but he does do it all, doesn't he? When he's healthy, you can't guard him out there.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. Your choices to play came down to BYU, Michigan, Georgia, and Oregon. What was it about BYU, now that you've had some perspective, some time to put it in perspective? What was it about BYU that won you over in the end?
I mean, it was a crazy battle. I mean, in my head, like, it wasn't always like I know it's BYU, but in the end, for the last like 2-3 months, I think I knew. But I think it's just the comfortability I have there, and I know I'll be happy there. I've been going to their camps for forever now, since I was in 8th grade, and just know everybody there, and they're great people. And obviously, I'm a member of the church, and just a ton of factors play into it. I just think it's the best fit.
During your visits to campus and your time in LaVell Edwards Stadium, you've been to camps for all these years. What have you noticed is different about BYU than the other places? Because you visited these other places. What made BYU stand out to you?
Dude, the spirit is at BYU, man. For sure. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I think every time I was there, it's just like, wow, it's something special here. And like, I've talked to other big recruits that are thinking about BYU, and they literally say the same thing, and their members. It's like the spirit, bro. I felt the spirit so much.
Yeah, it really. It's what's interesting, Brock, is that here's Yegor Demon. Have you followed the basketball team at all? BYU's basketball team.
Yeah.
And so Yegor's not a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, like all of us are. And here he is over in Moscow, Russia. And he comes to BYU because he felt something special. And in his announcement that he's going to the NBA because he's a certain first-round draft pick, he talked about exactly that, which is really something special when players that aren't members of the church are also feeling that spirit. It's got to be something that's pretty strong. And it sounds like with you being a member of the church, it really rang true to you.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, every time I was there.
Tell us about the phone call you made to Kalani to tell him you were coming. How'd that go?
So actually, me and my dad and mom made a trip up there, and we weren't planning on telling them. We didn't tell them we were going to commit. We were just coming up, and we were like talking about some other stuff, and my dad is just like, "You have anything to tell him?" I didn't realize that was the cue to tell him. I was like, "No," and he's like, "Yeah, you do." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm committing."
It was simple, huh?
Yeah, it was. Kalani was there, A-Rod, Fessy, Coach Gilbride, all of them were there. It was pretty funny, but it was really cool.
What was Kalani's reaction? What did he do?
I think he just like gave a let's go, and got up and dapped me up, and was smiling for sure. And yeah.
Were they surprised? Maybe not necessarily that they were going to get you in the end. Were they surprised that they got you that day?
I wouldn't say so. I mean, it was kind of a coming down to it. I told them I was planning on committing somewhere soon, I think maybe they could have gotten the hint that I was when I told them I was coming up for just out of nowhere. Not like nothing was going on there. And yeah, it was just.
So what was the vibe like when you left the room? Now everyone's done the hugs and this and that, and now the highest rated recruit since 2006 at BYU just committed. Now you're leaving the room. What was the vibe like?
Great. We were all smiles, great vibes. I mean, Coach Gilbride, he just kept dapping me up. He's like, "This is awesome, man. I've been dreaming of coaching you," and yeah, it was just great.
That's awesome.
Now you've got some time. It sounds like you've had some time to settle in and feel really, really good about that decision. What's the plan now? Between now, you've got a whole senior season in front of you, and then some time for whatever you're going to do. So fill us in on the plan between now and when you'll be on the field at LaBelle Edwards Stadium.
Yeah. So this summer, I'll take my official visit to BYU, and I'm not doing any other officials. I locked it down with BYU. No more recruiting from anyone else, and then we'll see if I'm doing camps. I don't think I will, but then the next up and coming season, we're already practicing and stuff. One more practice with spring ball, and then we're done, and then the season.
What is your plan after high school? Is there a mission plan there for you? What's the timeline there?
Yeah, so I'm going to graduate early, December of my senior year, and then I'm going to go on my mission immediately around January.
So you'll be back in time for spring ball when you come back from mission. So you'll go January
28.
to January, and you'll be back for spring ball, which is great because guys that come back right early sometimes have a chance to be in good enough shape to play that season. Yeah. Is that the hope?
Yeah, that's the thought process behind it.
So where do you want to go on your mission? I'm asking this kind of tongue in cheek because wherever you say you don't want to go, that's where you're going to get called. So are there any places where you go, man, I wish I could go here?
I don't know. I mean, I think I want to stay in the States. I'll say that. Hopefully, I'll be cool with whatever, but I want to just stay in the States just so I can, be eating somewhat right and not be in fish and rice and beans every day and just lose weight.
Well, it's amazing what you can eat on a mission. I can attest to that.
I'll tell you this, Brock. You may have met Coach Fowler, Gavin Fowler, my son, who coaches the secondary when you're up on campus at some point. But he said, because he was playing football at the time, he was a safety, I just want to stay in the United States because I want to eat normal food, and I really don't want to learn another language. I already know French from school. I don't want to do another language. So he opens his call, and it says, you're called to Long Beach, California. He's like, yes, in Cambodia town, speaking Cambodian. Come on. So he ate nothing but rice and Cambodian food and spoke Cambodian his whole time on this mission.
But he could find a McDonald's if he had to.
Yes, if he had to go to McDonald's or 7-Eleven and get those hot dogs that just roll on the metal things, he could do that at least.
Awesome. Brock, why is a mission so important for you? And when you told other coaches in recruitment, we're going to ask McKay Madsen this question here in a little bit too. When you told the other coaches in your recruitment that you're going on a mission, how did they respond that you'd be gone for 2 years?
Everybody was great about it, actually. They were all like, we'll wait for you and your spot will be here when you're back. And they were all great about it. There wasn't anywhere that was weird about it.
And then to go, you're a prized athlete. You could go right in and start your college right away. A lot of kids have those same kind of choices. Why is a mission important to you?
I don't know. It's just I've prayed about it a ton, put a ton of thought into it, and picked brains of athletes that have done missions. And there's definitely some worries about it, like coming back and being rusty and all this stuff, but I know it's something I want to do and I need to do, and I think I'll be all right. Nobody in my family, none of my siblings have gone, so I just think it'd be pretty cool for me and help me a lot in the future.
Well, I'll tell you this, Brock. I just spent a whole week with two of BYU's all-time greats, Chad Lewis and Dennis Pitta, who both served missions, and they have multiple Pro Bowls between them. So it's definitely...
And Taysom Hill did okay, too.
It's definitely doable. So,
Yep, for sure.
BYU commit Brock Harris on the Wise Guys, live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and wiseguys.com all around the world tonight. During his 3 years at Pineview High School, Brock caught 118 passes for 1,600 yards and some change and 21 touchdowns, still with a senior season to go. And Blaine mentioned a moment ago, BYU's had some big-time tight ends over the years, Clay Brown, Chad Lewis, Johnny Harline, Dennis Pitta, to name just a few. Lately, that tight end spot has been pretty quiet in the offense. So in your visits with Aaron Roderick and company, what is BYU's plan to utilize your skill set moving forward?
A-Rod tells me they're going to throw the ball to me a ton. And, yeah, they better, because that's what I want. I definitely want to catch the ball. And like I said, obviously, I love blocking too and doing all that. But I'd say running routes is what I love the most. And yeah, he has a great plan. He's a unique mind, and he has a lot of ways to get the ball to the tight end.
hey, McKay Madsen's coming up with us in just a few minutes. You and McKay are a handful of top LDS players who committed to BYU. Describe the momentum you feel about BYU football on and off the field with recruiting, because it just seems like, hey, you announced, McKay announces, like it seems like they're coming in. Do you get that feeling? Do you feel a little bit of momentum on the recruiting front for BYU right now?
I would definitely say so. Yeah, I mean, if we can get some other guys on board, maybe like 3 guys that I'm thinking of, I think everybody else will just jump on board with us. And yeah, I think my commitment and McKay's commitment definitely shifted the momentum for sure.
The 11-2 season and dismantling Colorado on national TV in the Alamo Bowl, as you're watching that now as a part of that, how much fun was that for you?
Yeah, that was great. Insane game. My boy Reiner Lions had a great game that game, and we love Reiner. He's an absolute stud. Yeah, Reiner Swanson.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to ask you about the Lions now that you brought that up. There's that other Ryder Lions. So
Reiner's great talent. Off on a mission now.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Ryder Lions a little bit. So, he's out there. He hasn't announced what his future plans are yet. So do you anticipate that you and McKay and Ryder might all be playing together sometime down the road?
That's the goal, man. He's one of those guys. If he gets on, I'm telling you, everybody else will. I mean, like skill position wise, who doesn't want a quarterback that can get you the ball? And I've talked to him and trying to pick his brain, trying to recruit him a little bit myself, and he definitely loves it here at BYU. But I mean, obviously, ball's in his court. He can do whatever he wants, but I definitely think we have a big shot at getting him.
What's your recruiting pitch to him? What's it been? We're going to ask McKay this too, because I know you guys are both working him. What's your pitch?
I don't know. I mean, I just tell him, just like every time he posts something like from another school on his Instagram, like he's at USC, I'll DM him and be like, boo, or something. Like, come home, you're a Cougar or something like that. But we've talked and had our conversations, and I mean, it's clear he loves BYU.
That's good stuff. Yeah. You can tell him, hey, by the way, there's a 6'7" tight end that's going to be a great target, and just post people up left and right that will give you a 70% completion percentage and pave your way to the NFL. So you better come throw to that guy. That's what you need to tell him.
That's a target. Jim McMahon had a big target. Ty Detmer had a big target. Max Hall had a big target. And you're going to be somebody's big target. So
yeah, I was with Max and Dennis this whole week, and you talk about chemistry. I mean, I could see that kind of chemistry with you and he, where every time it was a third down, it seemed like Max just dialed up Dennis. That could be the connection right there. You and Ryder, let's do it.
It'd be awesome, man. telling you, we could do great things.
A few more questions with Brock Harris. How hard is it now? And this is, you haven't been recruited before. You've been recruited for a while, but Blaine was recruited a little while ago and stuff. But
that's a long time ago.
This process with NIL and this process with transfer portal and all that stuff, is it exhausting for a high-end tight end across the board in the country to just pick a school and move on? Was the process exhausting for you?
I'd say like when you're in the thick of it and like going on all these visits and traveling everywhere, at least for me, was the hardest part. Kind of exhausting, to be honest, like going somewhere on a Friday night and then visit Saturday and then quick turn around and come back. And you're just like dead and so tired, and get back really late Sunday, and you have school and practice and all this. But I mean, I'd say committing has been the best part. Just been locked in with who I want to be with, and just like a weight lifted off my shoulders, I think.
Yeah, it calms down just a little bit. Hey, I was going to ask you who the greatest player in Pineview, like you're the greatest player now in Pineview history, but I have a really dear friend that played quarterback down there that always tells me he's the greatest player in the history of Pineview. I'm just wondering if Brock knows about James Lark and how good he was, because he tells me.
James Lark is brought up all the time by our offensive coordinator, Coach Shaw. He loves to bring up other old players that have come through.
Because James always tells me how great he was, and the older we get, the greater he becomes. And he was just saying that he's one of the all-time. And I believe he was a great player here at BYU as well. Yeah. But I remember him battling in high school. And playing great for Pineview. So he is one of the legends down there. You can confirm that James is a legend down there then.
Yeah, he's talked up a lot by Coach Shaw.
I love it.
Weston on our live streams checking in from Nebraska says, Brock is the man, huge get. Shout out to Coug Connect for the Billboards announcing his commitment. How about that? You were like a Billboard star up and down I-15. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't told about it. I was luckily my brother and sister were in town, and we got to go see them. And yeah, that was awesome. There's like 3 different designs that they did. There's on like a screen one that they rotated the pictures and stuff, and there's like 3 different ones, and yeah, those are awesome.
That's big time. Blaine, did you get a billboard when you announced? I don't.
Did they even have billboards when I played? I don't know if they had billboards when I played.
They may not have, but they could have.
They did have a billboard in my old town with me back in New York. So there you go.
5 questions now for Brock Harris, presented by Strategy Square. Elevate your company's social media presence with Chantal at strategysquare.co. We're now going to learn 5 things about you real quick, Brock. These are rapid fire. And then we'll finish with you, and McKay Madsen's ready to go. And
McKay's in the waiting room. I'm going to say one thing, by the way, Brock. So the last person we had who was a high level recruit that came on right after she committed, still in high school, they came on. All she did was come in and be the Big 12 Freshman of the Year this last year, and is one of the greatest players in the country. And that's Delaney Gibb.
So this is a good sign for you.
So this is we're going to give you and McKay great karma, and you're both going to be when you come back Big 12 Freshman of the Year when you come back to back years.
All right,
so that sounds good.
That's what this does. Okay, you're going to answer these just the quickest thing that comes to your head. Okay, we're just going to start with your favorite sports movie.
Remember the Titans.
Nice.
It's a classic. All right.
I think McKay's going to hear these now, though.
Yeah, McKay's going to get these same questions. McKay, no copying Brock.
No copying Brock. You have to come up with your own. So, okay, your favorite singer or band?
Brent Faiyaz.
Who is it?
Brent Faiyaz. He's an R&B singer.
So how do you spell Faiyaz? Because I always look these up afterwards. So
Faiyaz.
Fai.
Okay, everybody.
Or Daniel Caesar. You can put that down too.
Daniel Caesar.
Yep.
Okay, you guys, you heard everybody out there all around the world. This is Brock's bands. Let's look them up.
New trend.
Brent Faiyaz and Daniel Caesar. We're going to find out if they're good. So, okay, next one is your favorite food.
Chicken Alfredo.
Chicken Alfredo. Does your mom make it for you?
Yep, she's great.
It's good stuff.
All right.
Great cook.
Okay, your favorite sports moment.
Ooh.
And I know it's yet to come, but so far.
So far.
Shoot, dude. I think I had my best catch of my career against Crimson Cliffs this last year. We only had like, I don't know, maybe like 18 seconds left before halftime, and we were on like the 40, and we were just throwing jump balls to me. I lined up on the outside, and first one got deflected, and the last one, my arm was getting pulled down, and then caught it with my right hand like this as I was falling, and yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty awesome.
Wait, what game did we need him in the back edge of the corner to do that exact play and win the game?
Kansas. Could have used him in Kansas.
Yeah, could have used you in the Kansas game this year. That exact play would have worked against Kansas, and BYU would have been in the college football playoffs. So
Johnny Harleen was on the show a couple weeks ago. He had that one-handed catch against Utah. It sounds just like the one you described. So that's a good sign.
The only difference is that Johnny had Eric Weddle on him one-on-one, who's one of the greatest safeties in the history of the game. That's who was playing.
And you had somebody from Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah, that's the difference. That's the only difference.
So like 3 guys on the team.
Oh, he had 3 guys, which had
3 guys.
Eric,
okay.
So, okay.
Right.
I'm buying it. So, okay. Then the last one, favorite thing about your family.
Oh, dude. Man, they've always been there for me. I mean, my parents, they have sacrificed a lot, and I know a lot of people say that, but they really have sacrificed a lot for me to get to all the camps and everything. All those flights are not cheap. My dad's done fundraising for me and a ton of different stuff, and yeah, I mean, I'd say their sacrifices for me are the ones that stick out to me.
Well, you know, we've got kids. One of the best ways a kid can repay their parent is when that parent comes to the football game and they watch that kid that they supported all along get a one-handed catch with 3 guys defending him in the end zone, and everyone celebrates. So the paybacks are coming, but you're right. No one can get through it alone, and the support group that you have, that we've all had, is hard to put to words, but you did a nice job. Yep. We're grateful to have you here. We want you, when you get your mission call, we want you to come back on the show, right? Next summer.
Okay.
We'll root for
actually in January, right?
We'll root for stateside with good food. Although you could go to Italy and get good food.
There's good food everywhere.
Good food in Italy.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. So learn a language. We'll root for a place with good food. Is what we're rooting for Brock.
And we're looking forward to calling your games when you get back. So so we're thrilled to have you in the family, and good luck this fall at Pineview. And how many games are you going to try to get to? Almost every home game?
Yeah, that would be great. Just got to drive down almost immediately after my football game.
That's right.
On Friday to get up there. But yeah.
Hey, it'll be worth the drive.
Yep.
These next few years are going to go by fast, so enjoy the moments, and we'll see you soon.
Yep.
All right, sweet. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks, Brock.
Brock Harris, outstanding tight end. We should call him a 5-star tight end. I think we have the right. He's a wise guy's 5-star.
He's a wise guy's 5-star tight end. And frankly, we're better at analyzing talent than most.
Yeah, I know. Highest ranked recruit at BYU since 2006.
Yeah.